Hey y'all, welcome to my vlog where I discuss how my tea is the real testimony and everything faithful. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. As you can see, I am literally doing my first vlog right now. And that is amazing because to be totally vulnerable and authentic and transparent, maybe about 20 minutes ago, I was crying. And sometimes we cry not because we're in pain, but because we're in grief. And there's stages of grief. And in my journey of life, with all of my achievements, but also all of my challenges and failures, I realized one thing: grief is a constant thing within it all. And it has definitely contributed to a lot of my faith. So, with that being said, I just wanted to share today that it is okay to grieve. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to be angry. Our emotions give us information. Now, it's what we do with that information that determines our trajectory and if we're getting closer to God's will. You see, God has a will in our life, He has a destiny for us, He has a purpose for us. But sometimes we let our flesh get in the way of actually pursuing that purposeful life. Now, this can sound cliche and everything. However, I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity today to actually get on here and discuss and express myself because it's something that I've been holding back on. And I could imagine it's because I didn't want to grieve. And parts of us don't want to grieve where we're at right now because we're comfortable. And to be honest with you, I'm not comfortable where I'm at. Maybe that's why I feel stuck. So on my vlogs, daily, weekly, I'm not sure yet, but I'm grateful that you guys are going to help me figure it out. Maybe you could give me some feedback. So make sure to drop some down in the comments. But I'm just going to be exploring this faithful life, this dying of my flesh, and sharing it with transparency and vulnerability with you all through lifestyle, body positivity, and faith. Um, yeah. So, like I mentioned, I was crying about maybe 20 minutes ago because I started to feel stuck. However, God has told me already that I cannot stay where I'm at. And years ago, when I started realizing that I cannot stay where I'm at, I started to lose so many people, so many things, attachments that I thought were healthy in my life. And it's not to say I'm not grateful or wasn't grateful in real time for those things. It's just that it began to become a problem when it was stopping me from getting to. It became a problem when the distractions started to stop me from getting to my destiny, if you know what I mean. Like, for instance, all of a sudden, I'm not showing up in spaces and places that I need to be when I'm appointed to be because I'm anxious. And if the Bible tells me be anxious for nothing, but with prayer and thanksgiving, give everything to God, what am I anxious for? You see, some of us say we know God. And it's a sure thing that God knows us, but do we really know Him if we're operating in that manner? And the reason why I'm sharing this is so that I can help somebody else. My faith has been so big and so transformative to the point that it didn't only affect me, but it affected people I went to college with, people I was in my neighborhood with, people I used to connect with. It affected people who were committed to seeing me how they wanted to see me and teaching me so much about idolatry. Do you understand? So, with all that being said, there's stages of grief. And for a long time, I was in denial about what I was going through in this human experience. My father used to tell me that this body is only a shell. I used to find it so eerie and weird. But now at my age, I understand he was giving me so much wisdom. This is really only a shell. This is not what it is. You feel me? I used to pray to God and ask him, hey, Lord, please make me more like you. I want when people see me, I want them to see you. Then eventually that turned into me being annoyed with so many people being drawn to me because of my beauty. They didn't realize that it was just my blessing. You feel me? Because the enemy will want you to believe that you're not beautiful, that you're not chosen, that you're not wanted. But God will show you how beautiful and chosen and wanted you are. But will you be ready to withstand what comes with that? Some of us struggle because we think that we're a burden, not really realizing that the Lord has given us the gift to carry them. The Lord already sent somebody to carry a burden for us. Jesus carried it so we wouldn't have to hold on to that weight as much as our flesh would like to. So with flesh dying, it's really tough. It's tough when you don't have support systems or you don't have an outlet. And what I realize is with my authenticity, when God got me to that point in my life experience, like, hey, you can no longer stay the same. I need you to go back to the child you are of mine. I need you to go back to the woman I called you to be of mine. He brought me back to my childhood. He brought me back to my childhood. And let me explain that a little bit more. I remember when I started making CMOS, and then I started selling it, and then I started making soaps. And one of my siblings I was speaking to, because for me, it's like, wow, this is really going on right now. You know, I felt so blessed. And it was nice to use my creativity in such a way where I'm using my hands because I was always about that. But becoming a therapist kind of took me away from that. Going to college for criminal justice and human security kind of took me away from that. Being in a relationship at 16 years old and eventually working at McDonald's kind of took me away from that, if you feel me. So what happened was my brother says to me, like, yo, Rizzy, what are you talking about? You was always good with your hands. Remember those things you used to make when you were younger? I remember you used to make like beads with shapes and everything like that. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. You're right. So the Lord allowed my sibling to give me a revelation. My younger sibling, who I didn't even realize at the time would remember something like that, maybe 20 years from then or whenever it was. So I feel completely blessed to be able to be childlike again. But I still realize I have to be a woman. I can't just be a child of God. I have to be a woman of God. And that looks like my flesh dying. And that's scary for anybody. So no one's perfect. And I'm looking forward to this journey with you guys. Thanks for watching and listening if you have up until this point. I just look forward to really being true to you. If you know me, you would know that one thing I used to want so bad was my own family. And as of recently, I've discovered I do not want that. I don't want my own family per se, biological uh, family where I'm getting married and having a husband. That's not where I'm at anymore. Because God doesn't want me to be stuck. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a season where everything is not going to be public. And I look forward to sharing my, I don't know, my internal life with you externally through this public platform. And I just wanted to share that. I love you so much. And thanks for listening.